Hey lovies, I hope all is well. Welcome to my channel. This is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. Yeah, so if you guys are catching this on this lovely morning, this Sunday morning, um, very cool. I don't usually have Sundays off, so I'm relishing in this. um, so with all that said, um, for the new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. For those who have been checking me out for a little bit now, thank you for coming back. And for those who are just now catching my video, welcome. So, please like, share, and subscribe to help my somewhat small channel continue to grow. Sorry for the noise. Apparently, everybody must be real ratchet right now outside. It was just quiet. And then, of course, this was I'm about to do a reading now. Everybody want to be making a bunch of damn noise out there. But anyway, try not to get distracted. Just focus on the message. So today, we're going to do a pick a card reading. I'm going to just try to do it all in one fell swoop as opposed, and then put timestamps later. But yeah, because I'm not really good at editing just yet. I'll get there. So yeah, I do have the three piles already set up. Um, so the focus for today is balancing our shadow work and our light work. That's the goal. So I already have all the cards situated or whatever. All the piles already prepared. Yeah, so you can base it off of what I'll give you guys a few seconds to kind of meditate over a a pile that you feel the most drawn to, and we'll go from there. So I'll give you guys a second. All right, so let's get started. All right, so pile number one, welcome. um, Good morning if it's morning when you watch this. Otherwise, I just hope that you guys are doing great. So you guys picked pile number one. This is the tiger eye. So like I said, I already meditated over the energy. I cleansed the area, all of that good stuff, cleansed my energy so that I can make sure that I dive into your energy. Hopefully this reading resonates for you guys. So the first card out is black flower. I'm about to say black power. My brothers and sisters. Um, it is still Black History Month, just saying. But yes, black flower fragrance. Okay. And we have Anta Karana. And it says, crossing the rainbow bridge, resurrection, coming full circle. All right, so let's look at that first before we start pulling out our tarot cards. So the first thing that kind of jumped right out at me when I saw this is the fact that with this particular card, it's saying that you guys are kind of still, how can I put it? You're trying to figure out how can I put it? Right now, your shadow is basically that you're trying to figure out how to really accept your emotions. I don't think you guys have fully worked on that yet. In other words, some of you guys right now might be in a place of pessimism, right? As opposed to acceptance. And because you're in a place of pessimism as opposed to acceptance, it keeps you very guarded. I mean, 1 + 6 is 7, right? It gives me kind of like 7 of Wands energy, right? Very defensive, trying to protect yourself, which, is fair, you know what I mean? But I think right now, when it comes to your shadow work, you have to learn how to accept your feelings and let them go. Because holding on to them, all the thorns and everything and all of that, it's like it just, like if you look at the picture, she's holding, you know, a black flower that's like all scattered all over the place, it's all broken apart, and it's like at the end of the day, love, it could be painful. It shouldn't be, right? But a lot of us go through, traumatic experiences when it comes to love, and it's hard to accept those things. So therefore, a lot of us become calloused and cold, and don't know how to welcome love back in. We just look at love as this really dark thing that we don't want to go back to, simply because, not, I mean, I say simply, but because of the fact that, you know, because I don't want to trivialize this at all. This is very important, to know that it is okay to accept how you feel, but don't hold on to resentments, because eventually those resentments will just keep you very cold, kind of like a queen of swords, in the reverse, right? We don't want that. We want to still be able to love ourselves. We want to be able to love others, whether it's romantically or family, friends, whatever the case. We don't want to be just in this stuck, stagnated energy, simply because, I keep saying simply, is not the word I want to use, just because of the fact that we've been through this, right? So right now, a lot of you guys might be in denial about how you truly feel. You're telling yourself, "Oh yeah, I'm fine." That's what I'm picking up on. Like I mean, picking on like, I'm fine. I don't need anybody. I'm good. And it's like, I mean, it's not good to need anyone anyway. You don't want to be codependent. But at the same time, I mean, I don't think anyone's meant to be quote unquote alone, right? So again, it's just about being able to say, okay, yes, I've been through something that was hard. Yes, it hurt. But it came with a lesson that needed to be learned in order for me to grow and expand and become a better version of myself. It wasn't all for nothing, right? So then with that came out, like I said, the Anta Karana card. I hope I didn't mispronounce that. Crossing the Rainbow Bridge, resurrection, coming full circle. So I feel like Spirit is saying that you guys are in a place right now where, if you are working on your emotions and channeling how you feel in a positive way, accepting it and releasing it, taking the lessons that came with the painful experiences, you guys are crossing into a new phase of life, basically, you know. And when it says coming full circle, to me, it's kind of like saying you guys have closed out a cycle, It's giving me like kind of the world vibe, which is good. You're transitioning into a new part of your life, which I think is awesome. So with that said, I'm gonna look into some tarot. So we're gonna, okay, so we got the Eight of Swords in the reverse, Six of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, I see where this is going already. Four of Pentacles and Four of Swords. Okay, so right off the bat, again, you guys, the challenge has been, you're still kind of stuck in your head, right? Which, because you're still stuck in your head, sometimes you're not fully out of it yet, you know your head and your emotions, quite frankly. So it's like, you might have these moments of clarity where you're like, oh, okay, I'm getting there, I'm moving past this stuff. And then you have other times where you're completely stuck and stagnated when it comes to moving forward, because you aren't fully, out of the woodworks yet. You're still working on that healing process, which we all know takes time, right? But at the same time, again, if you're choosing, and that's kind of what the Eight of Swords kind of gives me, right? It's like, with that blindfold, you could free yourself at any time. You know what I mean? So it's like, are you going to keep yourself in a mental and emotional prison, or are you going to actually get out of that captivity, that sense of captivity, and move forward? So Spirit is saying that you guys have, been trying to get out of the situation that you've been in with the Six of Swords in the reverse. Like, you're still kind of moving slowly. You're not quite there out of the water yet, right? Out of those rough waters, but you're trying to get there, you know? And I think a lot of it just has to do with like self-realization, right? Not harboring like old resentment, and, maybe you have to learn how to forgive those who've hurt you, and forgive yourself for accepting what has happened, right? Which is hard. A lot of people have a hard time accepting that, because that takes accountability, right? And a lot of us, when we've been hurt, we play victim, and we're like, well, no, it's not my fault, it's their fault. And it's like, no. We all play a part in the things that happen to us as well. No one's a victim. Well, I wouldn't say no one, but you know what I mean. Like, in this case, I feel like that victim mentality is one of the things that has to go. It's like it's time to release that. So spirit is saying that, you know, that is one thing you still have to work on, is releasing. You still hold on to a lot of the stuff that's happened to you, and because you're still holding on to it, you know, again, it causes resentment and things along those lines. So, you know, just accept what happened, right? It's easier said than done, but that's why this is shadow work, right? So it's like, as you accept what has happened, accept your feelings, embrace your feelings, right? To be able to feel something is a good thing. It's actually a beautiful thing. You know, to be emotionless is not good. You know, feeling what has happened, and going through those cycles and learning from them. That's part of the beauty of the journeys that we have to go through, because then you get to take those lessons, you apply them in your life, and then you can help other people in the process a lot of times. You know what I mean? So Spirit is definitely saying it's still time to heal with this Four of Swords. So just continue working on that part of your journey, because, like I said, you're not completely out of the woodworks yet. You know, there's still some stuff that, you know, you're working on, and you'll get there. But you just have to, you know, you're on the journey. You just have to continue to keep pushing through. All right. So we have, um, to clarify, Eight of Swords. We have transformation. Excuse me, that's the same thing as the death card in a typical tarot deck. So you guys are, with that being the challenge, you know, part of the reason why you're, you know, going through this transformation, or having a difficult time, I should say, during this transformation, is again because you've been in your head. So you're kind of holding yourself back from being able to close out this cycle and allow this ending to take place, so that you can turn into that beautiful butterfly, you know, that you are meant to become, right? Free yourself from the situation. All right, clarifying, Six of Swords in the reverse, we have spiritual union. It's the same thing as the Two of Cups. So again, maybe, you know, you had to move away from, you know, a relationship, and it could have been a soul contract or something like that, or it could be a twin flame journey or a soulmate. But I mean, everybody's situation is different. It could have been a karmic. You're still kind of stuck on them. You know, you haven't fully let them go, right? But the whole point is you at least have moved away from the situation, or at least started to move away from the situation. It's just that you're still harboring old feelings about it that are holding you back from, you know, being the highest version of yourself at this time. Clarifying the Four of Pentacles, we have wisdom. So, you know, Spirit is saying that when it comes to this part of your journey, um, this is the Hierophant in this deck. So take the lesson, right? And release the pain that came with the lesson, but embrace what you've learned, which I just kind of said that a little while ago. You know, embrace the lesson, you know, because now you're wiser than you used to be, right? You could become a spiritual teacher just because of this. Maybe that's what your calling is. Maybe you're meant to be like a Hierophant, right? And help others. I just said that. So thank you for the clarification, Spirit. I feel like this is a part of your journey. And then we have clarifying the Four of Swords. Awareness, same card as the Magician. So a lot of major arcanas came out for you guys when it comes to the clarifications, right? So it's like, you know, you're getting enlightened, or they're saying that in order to get enlightened, you and aware of everything, this lesson that you had to learn and all that, you have to continue to heal. You're not fully there yet, but you're working on it. And, you know, I mean, I can see you guys being fucking rock stars, you know what I mean, when it comes to the spiritual journey. Once you really work on this healing process, it's coming, you know what I mean? Just be patient with yourself, you know what I mean? Love yourself, love up on yourself, you know what I mean? Before you worry about anybody else, love up on yourself. Okay, so in terms of things, something that needs to be kind of like activated within yourself, let's see. Merkaba activation, transcendence, ascension, you're rising up. Now, this was in the reverse. And again, we know the reason why, right? Because you have to ascend past what has hurt you. You have to fully close out this cycle. And that's part of that is your emotional journey. You just have to do the work, and by doing so, that's when you'll be able to be, you know, the spiritual teacher that I feel like a lot of you are meant to be. You know, like just close out that cycle completely. I said circle because it says circle here, but yeah, like close out that cycle completely. You know, gain the knowledge that you needed to gain, and move on. Don't keep yourself stuck and stagnated. You know, at this point, it's a choice. You know, you can stay stuck or you can move on. Spirit also wants you to surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always, whether you're afraid of change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death. Repeat the affirmation: I have faith that all is well. So, a lot of you guys are afraid to move forward from this situation, right? It's like you're holding on. Maybe you guys think something's gonna change. I mean, you never know. Down the line, it might. Maybe both of you guys have to learn a lesson. This is not a love reading, so I don't know. But everybody's situation will be different. But you know, you have to be able to embrace change, right? And part of embracing change means letting go, surrendering, releasing. Yeah, take the lesson and apply it, and go on from there. We have mirror. Everything that is happening in your external life is a reflection of your inner world. Exactly. I mean, and then we got 5 plus 6 is 11. That's all about new beginnings. So it's like, you know, if you're, you know, keeping yourself stuck and you're not moving forward, right, because of fear of change, you know what I mean? Like, basically all you're doing is everything that's happening, all that turmoil and pain, everything you feel on the inside is reflecting on the outside. So you're not able to attract anything positive that way, right? You gotta close out these cycles, heal, love up on yourself, and go on from there. All right, so we have, look at that. You can't make this shit up. New beginnings. And I did not look at these cards. This is, wow. So basically, Spirit is like saying, as you learn how to embrace change, release your fears, release the pain, not hold on to it, but heal from through it, transform yourself in that way, gain the knowledge. That's when new beginnings will come in. Now, those new beginnings could be in anything: love, career, a lot of different things. So again, it's up to you at this time to say, okay, well, I need to work on this part of myself when it comes to this part of my journey in order to move forward with my life. So with that all said, I say that all the time. I'm sorry. I got to figure out a different word or a different sentence, whatever. But yeah, Pile 1, I really hope that this is helpful and resonated with you. Yeah, and you know, you guys, you're working there. You're getting there, right? You're not there yet, but that's the whole point of this reading, right? This is about guidance from your spirit guides to help you along the way so that you can, you know, have these new beginnings in your life that spirit wants you to have. Okay? So keep on fighting the good fight, my loves. If you liked this, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave comments in the comment section to let me know if pile 1 resonated with you. If it didn't resonate with you, maybe another one of the piles might. So until next time, I love you guys. Bye. So let me clear out the table for pile number 2. All right, pile number 2. Hey, loves. Welcome to your reading. This is pile number 2's reading. You guys picked the orange calcite. So let's get started. Pile number 1's reading was very, very eye-opening, I would say. I really hope that if you know this doesn't resonate with you when I start this reading, check out pile number 1. But yes, so let's see what's going on with you guys, pile number 2. So for starters, we have Alone in the World with Lord Melchizedek. I probably said that completely wrong. I am sorry. All right, so we have indecision, ego-based actions, lifestyle change. Okay, so to start, I feel like a lot of you guys are kind of like going through almost like hermit mode, I would say. Hermit slash like Four of Swords, right? You're healing, you're learning how to kind of accept things, but at the same time, you're not fully there yet, which again makes sense because this is a part of the journey, right? Nobody's fully healed ever, quite frankly. You know, you just learn how to react to situations better and you learn your triggers, etc. So I feel like right now you guys kind of feel alone, right? You're isolated. You're trying to get naked with your feelings. You know, she's disrobed in that picture. You know, she's trying to get naked with her emotions and her feelings, which is a good thing, you know. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I think deep down you guys still want more. Being alone is hard, you know? You probably feel like a one person island, you know, so isolated from everybody else. And it's like a lot of that might have to do with fear based things that are causing you to completely retreat from everybody and everything going on around you. You're not welcoming anything in, which could keep you stuck, you know. Um, it's okay to accept things that have happened and get in tune with your emotions and all of that stuff. That's a good thing. But don't be so isolated from everything and everyone that you literally just become alone. You know, because there's a difference between loneliness and being alone, right? So are you just truly alone or are you lonely? You know, that could lead to depression and all kinds of things, anxiety, you know, insecure attachments to people, so on and so forth. Um, So I feel like Spirit is saying that during this part of your process, when it comes to the shadow part of yourself, again, embrace your true feelings and live in those moments. Allow yourself to feel, but at the same time, start thinking deep down what it is that you truly want. Because if let's say if you want love, but you're not putting yourself out there because you're afraid, how are you ever gonna find love again? Or welcome it into your life? I don't like the word find love. How are you ever gonna welcome it back into your life? And that's why this card's here. It says indecision, ego-based actions, lifestyle change. So on one end, you're like, okay, well, I'm just gonna be alone and I'm gonna do me, blah 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 blah. But on the other end, you don't really want that, and that's why it's indecision. So what are you gonna do? Are you going to continue to allow yourself to be completely closed off from the world, or are you going to start welcoming connections back into your life? And that could, like I said, it could be romance, it could be friends, your family, your soul tribe, like whatever the case, you know what I mean? Just be mindful of what it is that you really want during this time of like hermit and whatnot. Start reflecting on what it is that you truly want for yourself. Okay? I think that's what Spirit is trying to say. So we're gonna look into some tarot. All right, so we have Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, King of Wands, the Sun, and Three of Swords. Okay. So I feel like for you guys, the obstacle right now is, I mean, it could just be delays. It could also be financial instability and setbacks. Um, or maybe you're just waiting for like a meaningful connection to come into your life and it's been delayed. We're going to actually get that clarifier for the Ace of Pentacles. Patience. That's the Temperance card. Okay. So Spirit is saying, yes, there have been setbacks, and that's why it's an obstacle, right? When it comes to new beginnings and maybe financial security, things like that, abundance. But it's not that it's not going to happen. It's just simply saying that it's going to take time. So you have to be patient. You see how, like in this picture, you know, she's holding a seed and you see a flower growing from her hand. You know, you got to nurture connections. You got to nurture yourself in order to welcome things into your life. So again, you can't sit there and say, oh, you know, fuck everything and fuck everybody, I'm by myself, I'm alone. But no, you know, deep down inside you want, you know, something or someone. You long for connections, right? So that will cause delays, and that makes a lot of sense to me, you know. And we got the King of Wands. So the King of Wands This is like what you still need to work on. Maybe it's confidence, or maybe some of your connections are based off of sex. Hmm. Or maybe you're working on a creative endeavor, and that's where there's some setbacks. Because the King of Wands could be very creative. He's like a go-getter type of energy. Um, yeah. So let's clarify King of Wands. What is that? Emotional withdrawal. Okay, so this is what you started to work on. That's the Eight of Cups. So maybe you walked away from a connection with somebody where there was no growth and expansion with that person, you know? And maybe that person just wasn't the person for you, and that's why Spirit's like, be patient. They didn't have anything to really offer you, but you walked away from that situation. You're healing, you're working on yourself, but at the same time, and then yeah, a lot of like emotion. I feel emotion here. A lot of emotion. Like you probably still care about that person. And that's why you had to walk away, because you knew that there was nothing, there was no growth and expansion there. Wow. Clarify the Sun. Now the Sun is usually the happiest card in the deck. I feel like Spirit is saying that perhaps you need to work on your overall happiness, right, within yourself, intrinsic happiness, before you can really welcome anything in. You know, if you're in a pessimistic attitude, you're not going to attract anything positive, right? It's going to take a long time. And that's why patience is here. So, and that's why there's delays. So, you know, you gotta work on your happiness, your fertility. When I say fertility, I don't mean pregnancy. I mean like growing something, you know, growing yourself, you know, nurturing yourself, watering yourself. Mm. Clarify the Sun. Harmony. It's the Lovers. So that's another major arcana, clarifying a major arcana. Yeah, I mean, perhaps they're saying that in order for you to have a, a soul connection, you have to, again, like I just said, work on your overall happiness, get in tune with your feelings, and know what it is you truly want, and be selective, you know. And we got this Three of Swords here. So Spirit definitely wants you to continue to heal, but positive movement forward. That's the same thing as the Eight of Wands. You guys are moving on. You know what I mean? You're moving on to healthier connections. You're moving on to a healthier version of yourself. You're healing. You're heading to the sunset. Look at that. The sun is there. The sun is a synchronicity for you. A lot of water. You know, maybe some of you guys would benefit from spending time near water. Like if you live by beaches and things like that. If it's not too cold where you live, you know, and even if it is cold, you can just ride through. I live in Connecticut, so it's, you know, we have our moments where it's kind of cold here. This winter's kind of been interesting. It hasn't been that cold, but point of the matter is, I live right off the water, so beautiful beaches here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. So, you know, I ride through Seaside Park all the time, you know, with my music. And even though it's cold right now, you know, I feel a sense of solace when I, you know, spend time alone at the park and I just ride through, you know, and just look at the waves crash. It feels very, very good. So I maybe Spirit is saying that's one way you can work on your healing process, because, you know, being by bodies of water can be very cleansing for yourself. You know, help clear up that heart chakra. Mm. I like it. This is where you guys are. You know, you're healing. You know, you'll welcome love at the right time, but you have to work on yourself first. So, in order to activate the best version of yourself, you got Earth Star activation, anchoring, grounded action, Isis energy. So that's giving me root chakra. You got to get grounded, you know. And again, that has to do with spending time outdoors and things like that. I'm seeing a lot of green. I'm seeing water. You know, again, it's maybe spending time at the beach. You know, just letting your feet touch the grass. You know, walking on dirt. You know, meditating. Mm. Yeah, it's time to get grounded. I think a lot of things will shift in your life when you do, you know. So meditation could be a really good thing to start working on in order to start getting those downloads that you need so that you're aligned. And then, as you're doing that and you're healing and you're working on yourself, that's when you welcome in the things that it is that you actually do want. You're trying to act like you don't. But it's your choice, right? So Spirit wants you to surrender procrastination. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. So that's interesting because now I'm getting something interesting too. I was kind of picking up on it before. This Ace of Pentacles, I'm thinking some of you guys might be working on a project, right? But because you're still dealing with whatever it is you're dealing with, your emotions and things like that are bottled up, you're having a hard time moving forward, and that is giving you a lack of clarity when it comes to whatever it is you're working on. So Spirit is like, stop procrastinating, stop spending time in your room all by yourself and in your woe is me kind of energy. I hope I'm not sounding bitchy, but I'm just saying, I've been that person too where, oh, I don't want to do anything. I'm so sad. It's like, okay, you've been sad long enough. It's time to heal, move forward, and move into these things that are waiting for you that you want to do. But you have to move in. You have to be the one to move into that direction. Nobody could do it for you, right? Excuse me. Yeah. I mean, if you're working on some type of creative project or something, it's time, man, because there's something waiting for you, but you're setting your own delays because you're procrastinating. So, yeah. Then we have power struggle. You may be involved in a power struggle between two or more people. Interesting. I wonder if some of you, now take it as it resonates. I'm getting a download here. This will not apply for everyone, but like I said, take it if it resonates, okay? Some of you might be in a situation where you might still be with somebody who, unfortunately, they're like the breadwinner, and there's no emotional attachment to this person anymore. But your money is still kind of tied up into that person, which causes delays when maybe you guys are going through a divorce or something like that. So it's like you can't really get out of the connection or work on the things that you want to work on and stuff because the connection isn't over yet. Like I said, take that as it resonates. This could be for just one person who's watching, you know what I mean? But Spirit is like, let's say if it is a divorce that's supposed to be happening, this person's creating delays for you, but you procrastinating on removing yourself from this person is just going to keep you stuck and stagnated and miserable. And you're not going to have the success that you deserve, that you could so much and desperately work hard at and be happy, right? There could be that growth and expansion, but you can't have it if you're stuck in a situation where this person is holding you back. So like I said, that's very specific. That might not be for all of you, but if it is, leave a comment in the comment section and tell me more about that if you don't mind. And then last card, we have solitude. Yep. So look, again, spending time alone is not a bad thing. It allows you that time to heal. It allows you time to reflect. But don't be so isolated to the point where you're not working on yourself and what it is that you actually want in this life. Because if that's a creative project, if that's just your overall happiness and stability, whatever the case, staying in the situation that you're dealing with right now is just going to continue to keep you stuck and you're not going to move forward. And I don't think that's what you want. So you might be indecisive about where it is that you want to go because maybe you've relied on a companion for so long when it comes to finances that you don't know how to do it alone. It could be something along those lines, right? Whatever it entails for you, right? So point is, alone time is definitely necessary to continue to heal, but don't be so isolated to the point where you forget what it means to be you and what it means to have healthy relationships with people in your life, including with yourself, with money, with sex, so on and so forth. Whatever applies, So with that said, pile number 2, I really hope that you enjoyed your reading, and I hope that it resonated. Um, yeah, I'm sorry for all the background noise. I guess doing readings earlier in the day is probably not the smartest idea. But anyway, I just wanted to get the message out there. So yeah, if this resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave comments in the comment section to let me know, what part of this reading really resonated with you. Um, yeah. So until next time, thank you for the support. Love you guys. Bye. Clear the table. Some of you actually might be watching the whole video straight through. So I'm trying to be quick with those transitions. If I knew how to edit better, I would do it that way, but I'm not the best at that. So there you go. So now we're going to move into pile 3. All right, hello lovies. Welcome pile number 3. Welcome to your part of this reading, this pick a card reading. So as we know, you picked pile number 3, obviously, and you guys also picked the yellow jade. So, I don't know if you guys are watching the whole thing straight through, or if you're just watching your portion that you chose. But either way, if this pile doesn't resonate for whatever reason, you can always check out the other piles and see if that story resonates with you instead. So with that said, we're gonna get started. So first card is Fated to Suffer, and we have Language of Light, Rediscovery, Humble Wanderer, Communication. Interesting. Okay, so what I'm picking up on here is a lot of you guys might be in a very what's the word I want to use? A lot of you might have a very negative outlook on how you feel about yourself at this time and life, right? Like maybe you guys have been through so much that you feel like it's just what your life is. Like, oh, I'm just meant to suffer. I'm not meant to ever really experience happiness, right? And that's you might be in a place of depression right now, and going through a depressive state. For some of you, I'm not diagnosing anybody with depression. I'm just simply saying that this might be where you are right now emotionally. And I think spirit is if you will it to be, it will be, right? So if you're saying things like that, that's what's going to happen. I'm sure a lot of you guys know law of attraction and all that stuff. The things that you say and put out there, those are the things that are going to come back to you. So if you're saying things like, oh, I guess I'm just never meant to be happy, you're not going to be happy. You're going to keep welcoming bad relationships in your life, or you're going to have a bad relationship with yourself and maladaptive behaviors, all that stuff. So it's like spirit is saying basically, your mindset is part of the reason why you are going through the things you're going through. So your mindset definitely needs to change. Start using words of affirmation and things like that. Yeah, language of light. How you talk to yourself is extremely important. How you communicate with others, how you communicate with yourself, how you allow people to talk to you. This is a time for you to start going deeper within yourself and understand where that language comes from. Love yourself. You see how she's hugging herself here? Start. It says humble wanderer. I'm picking up on it's time to go inside of yourself and say, why do I talk to myself this way? Where does it stem from? Where does it stem from? Does it stem from childhood? We're going to dig deeper into this, obviously. So we're going to look into some tarot. I just got like my heart, my pressure in my chest, it's making me sad. Yeah, look at that, 9 of Swords. You guys are always you guys are depressed. You're depressed and anxious. Man, this is heavy. Whew. Okay, so we have Eight of Pentacles. So you guys are like really working hard at something. Maybe, I mean, for some, maybe burying yourself at work or just working on a craft of some sort that you're interested in. You know, really putting that hard work and effort into something, mastering something. I have Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So that could be just delays and financial setbacks that you need to continue to kind of sort out. And then we have Strength. Strength, resilience, taming yourself, you know, digging within yourself to understand what makes you tick. This is deep already. My goodness. All these were deep, but like this one is different. I think this one's about your relationship with yourself. The other ones I feel like were like outward, like, somebody went through, a bad relationship and now they're depressed and boom, boom. Like, that's pretty typical, right? We all go through bad relationships that really hurt us. I think this is about how you feel about yourself. Whew, wow. Clarifying the Nine of Swords, we've got prosperity begins. That's the Ace of Pentacles in the upright. Now, this is the challenge. Maybe the challenge is you guys, if you guys are working on a creative project, because I see a lot of pentacles here. If you're working on a creative project of some sort, Spirit is saying that you will be successful with this, but you have to get out of your head. Your inner dialogue with yourself, this is what's going to continue to cause setbacks for you. You're doing the work, but you also have to have the mindset. The mindset is equally as important as the actual hard work you put into it. Clarify Eight of Pentacles. Power. Look, we got a lot of synchronicity. So we got the Ace of Pentacles out here twice. We have the Strength/Power card twice. Some of you might be a Leo. Yeah, you gotta get confident. You know what I mean? Like maybe you're working on your confidence, but you're not quite there. And it's because of the inner dialogue with yourself. You got to talk better to yourself. Clarifying the Ace of Pentacles, we have conflict and defeat. So that's like the same thing as the Five of Swords. You know, maybe you guys still just feel very defeated. And a lot of that could also have to do with how you view money, your relationship with money, right? If you have like a not so great relationship with money and you don't view it in the best way, or you feel like you're not worthy of certain things, etc., that's like law of attraction, right? So again, everything that you put out there in terms of your thoughts and things like that, it's going to reflect. So if you have a lack mindset, for instance, there's going to be conflict and you're going to feel defeated and it's going to cause setbacks. So it's time for you to get confident within yourself, have a better inner dialogue with yourself. You can do whatever it is that you put your mind to, but you can't keep on beating yourself up because you're causing the conflict within yourself. It's not even outward. It's within yourself. Overthinking, not having the confidence. Fertility. Look at that. I love it. I love it. Clarifying the Strength card. They're like, you have... Okay. Getting more than one download right now. Now, you see that there's that green there, right? Money, right? Monetary. Growth, expansion, right? In fact, you got the hands here and you got the hands here in the green. Like, and then the gold. It's like, you can grow whatever it is you want. You just have to be confident. This is the Empress card. Growth and expansion, fertility, nurturing. You got to nurture yourself. Nurture yourself to watch the fruit of your labor grow. And that starts within yourself. Getting out of that negative mindset of, oh, I can't do this, or, oh, I'm not worthy of this. You're putting in the work, but the work you're putting in doesn't match your attitude. So you're just going around in circles. Wow, this is crazy. like the deepness of these readings just now. I'm happy I chose to do this today because I woke up in the middle of the night, like at like 5. No, that's not really the middle of the night. It's the middle of the night for me because I expected to sleep in. But I think I woke up like 4 or 5. I was only asleep for a few hours at that point, and I was like, ooh, I want to do pick a card reading in the morning, and I'm happy that I did. All right, so one thing that needs to be activated within yourself right now is we have crystal skull wisdom, clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy. See, and it's in the reverse. You guys have to learn how to vibrate at a higher self. You got to get clear about how you feel about yourself in order to see and reap the benefits of what it is you're working towards. If you're sitting there telling yourself, oh, I feel like shit about myself, hello, you're just going to keep getting that back, and you're going to stay in this cycle of going absolutely nowhere, right? You have so much wisdom within yourself. So you have the strength within yourself. You've probably been through so many things, maybe stemming from childhood. I keep picking up childhood for some reason. Maybe a lot of your self-esteem issues stem from there. And spirit is like, that's why you have to change that inner dialogue with yourself and learn how to love yourself more and talk better about yourself. So we have surrender to what is, flow with what is, instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. So yeah, be more in like a flow state, I feel is what they're trying to saying, right? If you're constantly putting all this hard work into something, but you're worried, so you're so attached to results, you're not going to see the results. You see what I'm saying? Like, just let it flow. Go with the flow. As long as you know you're putting in that work and effort, let the rest happen the way it is. Don't be all in your head, depressed and shit because things aren't going the way you want them to go as quickly as you want them to go. You got to go with the flow. You got to let things just happen on their own time. But that starts within yourself too, because you're still nurturing yourself in the process of all this. That's the work you really need to be putting in. And we have new door. Look at that. And 4 plus 6 is 10, right? New beginnings or endings, leading to new beginnings, I should say. So your prayers have been answered and a new door is being held open for you. It's keyword. It's being held open for you. The door of opportunity is there. Are you ready to go into it? Are you going to go into it? Sorry for all the background noise, guys. My family is up and yeah. Yeah, so are you going to go through that door of opportunity? Seeing more green. Look at these colors. Green, gold, right? Are you going to go into that door? Or are you going to continue to stay where you are and stagnate yourself because of lack of confidence? And then last card, going forward. Look at that. Gives me kind of like, I think it was pile number 1 when the last card out was new beginnings. Kind of the same energy. So yeah, and look, more green. Green and gold. Like that inner dialogue, man, once you start changing how you look and feel about yourself, that's when you're going to attract so much. And there's going to be so much room for growth. But you have to be the one to feel good about yourself. Point blank, end of story. That's it. So, yep, start changing that inner dialogue. Love up on yourself. And then focus on that before you put in any more work into whatever it is that you're working on. Because at the end of the day, putting in hard work into something without having the mentality to back it up is just going to be a vicious cycle of nothingness, going nowhere. Okay? So with all of that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated. Pile 3, if you would like to leave any comments in the comment section, by all means, do so. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I really appreciate the support, and I love all of you guys. Again, if let's say if this pile didn't resonate, maybe pile 1 or 2 will. If you decide to watch the whole video, that's even cooler. But yeah, whatever works for you. So for all of you guys, if you made it to the end of this, I love you all. I gave you all the kind of same little spiel about being thankful for you guys. But yes, thank you for being a part of my journey. And I really hope that I can continue to help you guys and continue to, bring content that you relate to and that help you on your path. So with all that said, until next time, bye.